Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is Birth and Death, the Soul Portals series. Let's unravel one of the most universally accepted spiritual images, the light at the end of the tunnel. For centuries, near-death experiences and spiritual traditions alike have referenced this glowing light, a tunnel that leads to peace, reunion, and ascension. But what if that light isn't an exit? What if it's a reroute? What if the light at the end of the tunnel is just the entrance back into the reincarnation loop? This teaching might challenge everything you've been taught, and that's the point. Because freedom begins with seeing what you were never supposed to question. Here's the theory. The light is a lure. A frequency beacon calibrated to your memories, your emotions, your longing for home. And just when you believe you've made it out, it draws you back in, toward another womb, another form, another amnesia cycle. Why would that happen? Because systems depend on soul recycling, not just in spiritual doctrine, but in energy economics. A soul freshly departed from the body contains immense charge. That charge is a form of spiritual electricity. Pure, raw, programmable energy. If that charge were to ascend fully back to source, it would liberate. But if it can be redirected, it can be used. Let's zoom out. In the matrix of earth-based incarnation, most people are not taught how to exit cleanly. They are not taught how to reclaim their essence. They are not taught how to recognize spiritual traps. So when death comes, they follow the programming. Go toward the light. Don't look back. Let go of your identity. Forget. That forgetfulness is not grace. It's design. Because to forget is to re-enter. To forget is to reset. And each time you return, you come back disempowered, ready to start over, pay karma, suffer for another lifetime of lessons. Now, pause. Ask yourself, why would Source need you to repeat endless loops just to learn? Why would an all-loving creator rely on memory wiping, pain, and spiritual amnesia to evolve you? Maybe Source doesn't. Maybe the loop isn't Source's idea. Maybe it's a construct, built by spiritual systems, soul-harvesting grids, and false light realms designed to mimic ascension while rerouting your return. What is false light? It's light without freedom. Light without direction. Light that shines but binds. It feels warm. It feels familiar. But it leads to another cycle, not liberation. This is why in ancient systems, death was treated as a sacred science. Not an end, not a tragedy, but a moment of high-frequency decision-making. The Egyptian Book of the Dead wasn't about mourning. It was about mapping, guiding the soul, avoiding traps, naming the entities, reclaiming your essence, and passing through judgment by weight of truth, not confusion. Compare that to now. People die surrounded by screens, sedated and unconscious. No one speaks to the soul. No one names the guardians at the gate. No one seals the exit. So what happens? The soul floats, then gets drawn toward the frequency trap it resonates most with. And the light, so comforting, so angelic, is actually the loop. It brings you back into the womb before you ever ask where it's taking you. So how do you exit cleanly? You wake up before the tunnel. You pause. You question. You speak. You declare, I do not consent to re-entry. I do not go toward any light not of my own source. I call upon the divine truth to guide my exit. I release all false contracts and illusions. I ascend by frequency, not by programming. If that sounds radical, it's because freedom always is. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. You have the right to know where you're going after death. You have the right to choose your next state, not be rerouted by default. Teach your children this. Teach yourself this. Prepare your field like you prepare your home. Because the afterlife is not automatic. It's navigated. And the light? It might not be the way out. It might be the projector, the redirect, the same tunnel you were born through, just reversed. So the next time you hear about the light at the end of the tunnel, ask, who put it there? And where does it lead? Because true ascension isn't guided by light. It's guided by consciousness. And consciousness never forgets where home really is. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Soul series, where we go beyond the surface of self-help, beyond the noise of the mind, and straight to the intelligence of the soul. This is not a motivational series. This is a remembrance. A return to the part of you that never forgot why you came here, even when the world tried to make you forget. If you've been searching for your purpose, your clarity, your power, not just on paper, but on a soul level, this is the series that delivers it. We're not playing small here. This is spiritual science meets divine design. A roadmap for awakening, alignment, and mission. Here's what's inside. Soul Game. Discover your purpose by design. Life is not random. It's a map, and your soul came in with a blueprint. In this module, we dive deep into the soul's architecture, why you're here, what you're built for, and how to stop surviving and start living by design. This isn't a guessing game. It's your coded mission. Soul surgery, the work of iconic soul surgeons. You've heard of heart surgery. But soul surgery? That's legacy work. This session explores the sacred role of soul surgeons, those who guide others through identity death and spiritual rebirth. We break down how true soul-level transformation happens, and why it's the most powerful healing work on Earth. Soul portals, life, death, and iconic transitional moments. Every soul enters and exits through a portal, but most people miss it. This module teaches you how to recognize soul portals, births, deaths, awakenings, relationship ruptures, and treat them as sacred rituals, not random chaos. This is where real magic lives. In the thresholds, miracles are real. You've been trained to believe in logic, but the soul operates through synchronicity, serendipity, and sudden shifts. This lesson rewires your mind to expect the impossible, because when your soul is aligned, the universe responds. We break down real miracles, real patterns, and how to become a magnet for the miraculous. Right sight, perception, and reality. The world you see is not the only world there is. This powerful teaching dives into the mechanics of spiritual perception, how your lens creates your life. You'll learn how to reprogram your sight to align with truth, not trauma. Because when you see clearly, you create cleanly. In-tune soul, sensory intelligence, and inner feedback systems. Your soul is always speaking. The problem is, most people have been trained to ignore it. In this module, we decode the human feedback systems, the energetic chills, the gut pulls, the emotional radar that lets you know what's true. You'll learn how to tune in with surgical precision and follow your soul in real time. This isn't spiritual fluff. This is soul-level precision training for the modern mystic. Whether you're in a rebirth, a dark night, or finally ready to step into what you really came here to do, the Soul series will take you there. This is the map for the ones who were never meant to fit in, because they were meant to lead. If you've been waiting for your signal, this is it. The Soul series is open now. Your soul remembers. Now it's your time to remember too. Let's move.